apologize for not doing the Fall of Cybertron review like I said I would. Sadly, the game doesn't work for me anymore. So until I manage to procure a new copy somehow, that review is getting put on the back burner. So now, I'll be taking a look at Spider-Man for the PS1, often regarded as one of the best superhero games ever made. Based off the popular comic book series, drawing more inspiration from the animated series Fox Kids from 1994 to 1998, the game was released for the original PlayStation in 2000 near the end of the PS1's lifetime. It was also released for the Nintendo 64 and the PC. And as such, it has many of the voice actors from the series. Rita Romano as Spider-Man, Efrem Zimbalist Jr. as Doc Ock, Jennifer Hale as Black Cat and Mary Jane, D. Bradley Baker as Carnage, Daredevil, J. Jonah Jameson, Rhino and the Lizard, Darren Norris as Venom, Mysterio, Punisher, Scorpion, Johnny Storm, and Captain America, and Stan Lee as himself. I'm sorry, did I just spoil some of the villains in this game? Whoops. Okay, now that I got that, well, let's take a look back. Actually, I'm going to play the game for PS1, then the best way to experience it is to play it on the PS1. So let's plug this motherfucker in and get on with it. By the way, this game was developed by Neversoft, who was also working on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series at the time, and published by Activision. Remember when Activision did more than just pump out one Call of Duty rehash after another? Neversoft does. Upon starting up the game, you get the start screen and a cool remix of the Spider-Man theme. Though, to be perfectly honest, I prefer the animated series intro personally. Here's a fun fact: the animated series intro was actually composed by Joe Perry of Aerosmith. Now I want to hear an Aerosmith song playing during the game. Actually, let's go for something a little more upbeat. Much better. Okay, I'm getting off track. Plot time. Peter Parker is attending a science conference held by none other than Dr. Otto Octavius when the super science machine showing off is stolen by Spider-Man. But how can that be? Peter Parker's in the ground along with Eddie Brock, better known as Venom. Eddie gives into the Venom symbiote and goes after Spider-Man. Turns out that Octavius' machine is designed to spread some weird green fog through the streets of New York. This actually has stiff gameplay. Spider-Man meets up with Black Cat and they head off to stop a bank robbery. Always a distraction. Black Cat actually comes along every now and then when you pick up this big blue question mark, that is, to give you tips and tricks on moving through the environment and dealing with mooks. More on that when I discuss the gameplay. Spidey makes his way to the bank just in time to see a police helicopter get blown out of the sky. Turns out these thugs are part of a gang called the Jade Syndicate. He heads inside and after taking out the mooks and rescuing some hostages, he finds that the Jade Syndicate has prepared a bomb that will go off in 2 minutes. Spidey takes out the mooks and stuffs the bomb into the safe, keeping the bank from blowing up. Peter calls Jonah to give a quick report, but JJ is being harassed by Scorpion, villain of J. Jonah Jameson's own creation. See, JJ hired a private investigator named Matt Gargan to undergo some experimental mutation therapy, which imbued him with super strength, speed, and endurance at the cost of his own sanity. He found a Scorpion suit for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why. set out to not only defeat Spider-Man, but also get his revenge on JJ for ruining his life. Mostly about Spider-Man because it gets in the way of his revenge. Spider-Man races to the Daily Bugle and saves JJ from Scorpion. The police arrive, chasing him off. He meets up with Daredevil, looking at him without fear, and says that he believes that Peter wasn't behind that science heist. Spider-Man runs away from the police while Daredevil goes out to spread the word about Spidey's innocence. This chase scene is pretty intense with snipers and helicopters and SWAT shooting Spidey left and right. This must be J. Jonah Jameson's wet dream right here. He manages to evade the cops and meets up with Black Cat and says that Venom's putting a message on the Jumbotron while the Rhino is going on a rampage nearby. He scopes out Venom and says he's kidnapped Mary Jane and has given Spider-Man a deadline of 24 hours to save her. Spidey decides to multitask by not only helping Black Cat with Rhino but also going after Mary Jane. They arrive too late to stop another technology theft, but they do manage to stop Rhino after he knocks out Black Cat. By the way, Rhino was one stupid motherfucker. He keeps running to these power boxes. There's a power box there, dumbass. Spider-Man hides while Octavius helps the police apprehend Rhino, then goes on to check on Black Cat. He is being taken away because some bad guys disguised as paramedics. One of them actually resembles Venom, even though it's really not. Yeah, I don't think it's spoiling anything by saying that it's Carnage, another symbiote possessing serial killer Cletus Cassidy. Spidey talks about the Human Torch atop the Statue of Liberty. Torch tells Spider-Man to have faith about finding Venom and saving Mary Jane. Right on cue, Venom finds him and chases ensues. To be perfectly honest, I hated this chase the first time I played the game. I kept losing Venom, but this part where they go through the building is pretty humorous.
Hey, nerd! Watch that first step, Parker. It's a doozy.
Oop, toe, 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 ow! Oop, toe, 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 ow!
Look out, lady. No, sorry, lady. Didn't see a thing.
Spider-Man corners Venom in an alleyway and they have a scuffle which leads to the chase continuing through the sewers. By the way, the fight with Venom can be difficult if you're playing the game for the first time because he can turn invisible, and Venom, having knowledge of all Spider-Man's abilities, can block Spidey's spider sense. After fighting through these lizard monsters, Spider-Man meets up with Venom on top of the subway. This is more of an endurance round with the lizard monsters. Venom knocks Spider-Man off the subway, so now Spidey has to go through this elaborate maze while still dealing with these lizard monsters. This level is also filled with these switches which lower the water level at certain points. Well, I guess it's better than the fucking water temple. Ugh. Well, okay, elaborate than that elaborate. The next level, on the other hand. Oh, jeez, these sewers just go on for fucking ever. I know the sewers in New York are spacious, but this is ridiculous. And I mean, actually, one of these still switches that I want to press in order to go through them. Yeesh! But seriously, the sewer levels just fucking drag. You thought Croc's Land Arkham Asylum was bad. Spider-Man goes along and runs into the Lizard. The mutated alter ego scientist Kirk Connors, one of Peter's professors at college. He actually tells Peter where to go to find Mary Jane. Thanks for being helpful, Mr. Lizardman. I'll be sure to kick your ass in the sequel. Oh, these lizard monsters? Yeah, clones of the lizard. But as for the directions the lizard gives you, it really doesn't matter because finding the lizard is just a little Easter egg, because Venom lets you know whether or not you're getting closer as you go. Eventually, Spider-Man finds Mary Jane being held over a pool of water, and Spider-Man once again has to fight Venom, but this time with a time limit. Wonderful. Fortunately, Venom is a total bitch. Venom believes that Spider-Man was behind the heist of the science conference, but Spider-Man convinces him that they're being played against each other. Venom and Spider-Man form an uneasy alliance which will end when they find the imposter. Before they can do anything, symbiotes invade the Bugle. Venom and Spider-Man split up and deal with them and track down Carnage who's behind the invasion. It doesn't help them there are innocent people caught in the, Carnage. Sorry, couldn't avoid it. I'm gonna say right now the symbiotes take one hell of a beating, and they certainly know how to deliver the pain as well. Ouch. Your fists work well enough for anything, but your webbing is jack shit to them. Spider-Man rides the elevator down to the basement. Symbiotes! Symbiotes everywhere! He rides the elevator down to the basement, and I'm not gonna lie, this level makes my fingers twitch. Why? Because you're over a bottomless pit, one wrong move sends you plummeting to your death. Sure, there's symbiote webbing to stop you, but the elevator will eventually break it, and if you're not quick enough, you're going to be one dead spider. In the printing press, Spider-Man finds that the symbiotes are being created by these generators, which he needs to destroy to stop the symbiotes. The best thing I guess you do for this level is stick to the roof and avoid the symbiotes while keeping an eye out for the generators. Eventually you'll find this upgrade to your weapon that shoots out flaming webs since symbiotes are allergic to fire, but it runs out when you use up one web card. He gets deeper into the printing press and destroys some more generators. After he destroys the final generator, he runs into his doppelganger. Chases his double through a fake wall where the double feels himself to be Mysterio, who grows to giant size. Take it away, Rita.
Make my monster grow!
At first this fight may seem a little difficult, but all you have to do is use your web missile against these blinking fuck me buttons. Mysterio is all over his suit, but you also have to watch out for his grabby hands, his smash, and his foot stomps. Oh, and these spike barrels that he conjures up from time to time. The second phase of the fight involves an electrified floor and Mysterio's helmet becoming the fuck me button. No biggie. With one more web missile, Mysterio shrinks down to normal size, where Spider-Man interrogates him and runs in the symbiote's wolf suit to invade all of New York. In retaliation, Spider-Man shatters his helmet. Mysterio tells Spider-Man that the symbiotes are coming from Warehouse 65. As Spider-Man makes his way to the warehouse, he meets up with the Punisher, and they learn after the same thing, they'll work together to see their jobs to the end, though the Punisher just sort of disappears after this. Hope you enjoyed that 5-second cameo, Punisher fan. Spider-Man destroys some more generators and heads deeper into the warehouse.
You gotta be kidding. Okay, recap. A couple of 100 feet underwater, electrified floors and walls, and deadly turrets pointing straight at me. Oh, my day just keeps getting better and better.
Well, shit. Spidey has to go through several levels of these turrets and electrified walls, and at the end he flips the switch and unlocks the door all the way back at the beginning. Oh, how that gives you is a comic book. More on that later. Oh, it turns out the electrified floor is an insta-kill floor. Whoops. I guess you could just avoid the lasers run or web swing your way through. Spider-Man heads through one last door and comes across this huge network dispersing the symbiote fog throughout the city. Here's the solution. To the security control room. Spidey meets up with Black Cat again. She tells him that he has to shut down the power to allow her to escape. Find the power switch and jams the exhaust ports, inducing the pressure will eventually cause him to explode. Well, time to save the city for the umpteenth time. It works. Pressure starts building up and fog starts breaking out of the tubes running along the network. By flipping one last switch, enough pressure builds up, destroying the exhaust ports and freeing Black Cat. Spider-Man and Black Cat head their separate ways. They Spidey to stop the evil Mastermind, Black Cat to go get some backup. Mastermind? Doc Ock. How could anyone have not figured that out? Spidey pointed out early on in the game that a reformed Doc Ock is just way too good to be true. Then there's the fact that we see a few times that he's clearly working with Carnage, and the opening cutscene doesn't bother trying to hide the fact that he orchestrated the whole thing so he could infect the city with symbiotes. This isn't a bad M. Night Shyamalan film. The plot twist is not a plot twist at all, because they've been shoving down the player's throat since the very beginning. Venom appears and he fights Carnage while Spider-Man deals with Doc Ock. Why the hell would Doc Ock give Spider-Man these clearly labeled fuck me buttons to draw power from his shields? The scientist is not very smart. With the shield's down, Spider-Man can deliver the smackdown. Like Naraku, you can't hit him when he's inside the barrier, but he can hit you, and trust me, it gets annoying. But unlike Naraku, this guy's a total bitch. Why is the two of Spider-Man's most powerful enemies, Venom and Dr. Octopus, are total cakewalks in this game? Not that I'm complaining, mind you. With Doc Ock out of the way, it's time to deal with Carnage. Yeah, Venom's getting his ass kicked. Like I said, total bitch. You can't hurt Carnage in the normal way, but thankfully Doc Ock put in this convenient sonic bubble as a precaution. Thanks, Octavius. God, I hate this fucking fight. What you're supposed to do is use your web pool to yank Carnage into the sonic bubble so he can get hurt. But as you can see, that isn't really working for me. I'm not running around in circles for my health, people. I just can't get a lock on Carnage. It doesn't help he keeps throwing those fucking batarangs at me. It doesn't help the sonic bubble hurts you too. Fuck you, Carnage! Fuck you! Well, time for round 2. One strategy I like to do is take the hit and get into the sonic bubble, then you Carnage towards you. Anyway, Spider-Man beats Carnage, who then merges with Doc Ock, creating a thing called Monster Rock. Rather than playing with Spider-Man just runs like hell. It doesn't help the place is exploding around him. Damn it! Well, that's what I get for being a klepto. Anyway, Spider-Man escapes. Ock and Carnage get torched. Well, the symbiote saves Ock from being torched anyway. Spider-Man is picked up by Captain America, Venom, and Black Cat. The game ends with a rather surreal scene of the heroes playing a game of Go Fish. Hey, so are the villains. Yeah, I'm with Doc Ock. That was quite the plot. I almost feel like I need a nap. But I can't do that yet because I still have to talk about the gameplay. First, say that upon completing the game, you can play in different costumes, including the black suit and the Scarlet Spider. Movement is as simple as using the directional pad or the left analog stick. As this is a late PS1 game, the right analog stick does nothing. You use the square button to punch and the circle button to kick. Next, the X button is your jump button, duh. You can use your webbing with the triangle button. You can use some combos such as the triple punch or triple kick, or a jump punch, jump kick. Or you can press the circle and triangle buttons to grab and loop and either punch him in the head or kick him off a ledge. There are different things you can do with your webbing other than use it to grab mooks and kick moves swing through the air. I apologize if you don't see them as I rarely use them, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to tell you about them. By holding the triangle button and the right button on the D-pad, you surround your hands with these web spikes which do more damage. By holding the triangle on the left, Spider-Man can put up a web dome around him which not only protects him from enemy attacks but can also be detonated to throw mooks back. If you hold triangle and up, you can use your impact webbing, which I erroneously called a web missile earlier. Hey, at least I owned up to my fuck up. By holding down triangle, you can yank an enemy towards you. As I saw earlier, the only time this is really mandatory is when fighting Carnage at the end. By pressing R2 while jumping, you can web swing. You can also swing to a certain point by aiming the R1 button. The R1 button is your zipline, which pulls you up to the roof or an overhanging ledge. Another bit of gameplay is Spider-Man's ability to pick up parts of the environment, such as desks, chairs, and file cabinets, by pressing the square button when you're near them and pressing the square again you can throw them. Take it! Satisfying. Remember that fog spread throughout the city? Remember how I said tied into the gameplay? Yeah, when floating from rooftop to rooftop, you can't go below a certain level or Spider-Man falls into the fog and dies. It's easy to avoid this, but it might happen to first-time players, so yeah, word of warning. Do you see why this is often regarded as one of the greatest superhero games ever made? I certainly do. OPM, the official PlayStation magazine, called it the best superhero game ever. Remember, this was the year 2000, 9 years before Arkham Asylum. Many people hold this game right up there with the Arkham games in terms of quality and even storytelling. As it says on the back of the case, you don't just play it, you live it. My recommendation for this game? Well, if it isn't obvious enough, I really recommend this game. Whether it's for the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, PC, or even an emulator, get this game. Play this game. The graphics may be a little dated, yeah, but with this incredible gameplay and even this storyline, I guarantee that you won't be disappointed. Now, for the sequel, Under Electro, I'm not going to review that game. Why? Because I don't have it. I mean, why review what you don't have, right? But I think I've held you up long enough. Till next time, true believers.
Make a stand.